I'm Colin Murray, and in the strange year that is 2020, we are beginning a new EFL season. And what happens off the pitch more than ever is as important as what happens on it. And it's what happens off it that we're going to focus on now. I'm delighted to be joined by the tremendously handsome Owen Swift, Middlesbrough fan. How you doing, Owen?
Hi, yeah, I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Nice to have you. Nigel Williams, Burton Albion through and looking very snazzy today.
Thank you very much. Got the yellow tie on just for that.
Love it. And check the date because the calendar is here. Nicola Calendar, Stevenage fan, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, really good. And I'm so excited to talk to all three of you. Owen, talk to me about the COVID-19 period and that disconnection from football, not being able to go and see your team.
Yeah, it's been tough. It's been a massive slug really. I've been a season ticket holder since I was about 8 year old, 9. So for what checking my maths out now, but for 10+ years, I've been going every weekend, apart from on the close season, to matches. So missing that and having that change of routine has been really difficult, mainly on my mental health. But yeah, it's been a really long, tough slug. But we're getting there now, and hopefully, come October, if everything stays the way that it is, we'll be allowed back.
Tell me about the connection that Borough has in terms of working with its disabled fans. And with you, actually, it's the other way around. You've been working closely with them. You've been providing support and learnings and working closely with Level Playing Field.
Yeah, so I went for a meeting last week with the safety officer, the safeguarding officer, and the disabled liaison officer, and we just talked through what would make me feel comfortable, and what other people would want, because I'm quite well known in the disabled community around Middlesbrough, and especially with Borough fans. So if they have any concerns or anything, they'll come to me, which is sometimes a bearing, but I always want to help. And with my experience, I've lived with disability for almost all my life, so since I was 10 months old, which obviously I can't remember before then. But yeah, it's I know what people want. Well, I feel that I know what people want, because if I feel that I need it, then a lot of other people will need it, if you get me. But yeah, the club have been really good to invite me and the Paddy Cornsby, the other guy who runs the Disabled Supporters Club, which it was really good of them to invite us in and see what we wanted to enable us to return to football.
And that's the balance, isn't it, between physical health and mental health, which you've already mentioned on, because football's your life. It's not just watching Borough. You play and you coach power chair football. So what are you missing most, watching Borough or playing and coaching?
Definitely not watching Borough. No. I'm missing it all, to be honest. Because when I'm not coaching, I can relax, and I can go to the Borough grounds and sort of voice how it should be done, and just enjoy it, and gets me away, because I've got an away season ticket with the Borough as well. So, but I've missed playing a lot, and competing nationally has been difficult, and because we've just been promoted to the Premiership with Teesside, so I'm just wanting to get back to it, really.
Absolute glory, and hopefully those days will not be too far away. For Nigel Williams, as I say, Burton Albion, born and bred, but you've been very busy during the whole lockdown, during this whole period where we've tried to battle this ghastly bag of genes, and because you work in a nursing background, you were one of those people that were asked to step up.
Yeah, that's right, Con. Yeah, I basically went from working in my normal job, which is for the clinical commissioning groups as a clinical manager, to going out and setting up the testing sites for COVID-19 from March. So that was my job, running the testing sites for the local area. Like most NHS organisations, we sent out a kind of a call to arms, really, to our local communities to find places to set up the testing sites. And with Stoke City, Burton Albion stood up to the mark. So I kind of based myself at the club, which was quite good.
Nice. But it probably goes to show that how the colours went out of the window, because you were setting this up at Burton Albion. You're also setting it up at Stoke City with no tribalism when it came to providing testing facilities.
Oh, no. In fact, both clubs worked really, really well together to support me and my staff. Honest, I mean, it's not the amount of nervousness that was out there, the amount of unknowns as well at the very start. Yeah, they really, really stood up to the mark. Basically, people, both clubs supporting us with lots of staff volunteering. So that could be their community staff, it was their stewards, it was even people like trainers, people who did the training, which was really, really good. They kept us all sane, basically, through the camaraderie that they showed.
I'm sitting here, believe it or not, in my living room with these three beauties behind me, and we obsess so much with them: the silverware, the playoffs, and the promotion. But what the last period of time that we wouldn't want, and we wish it never happened, but what it shows, Nigel, is the importance of the pitch of football clubs, how the community comes together, and so much goodness that I've read about, so many great deeds, acts of heroism, volunteering, has fed through these clubs.
Yeah, very much so. The way that they supported us, because we obviously were set up on their car parks. They gave us areas where we could set up and we could be safe as well as supporting their staff to be safe with us. But they did all that on the back of the other work that they did. The community trust. They were out there delivering food parcels. They were organising kind of virtual get-togethers for their local community. Yet they still had that time for us to basically help to support us to test key workers, as what we were doing at the time across East Staffordshire. So Burton really, they did all that, and they did it with a smile. People coming to the testing sites felt at ease because their stewards, their volunteers, they were there at the sites and basically greeting people as they came through, because they're all there, the community, and that was the key thing. It was about that kind of supporting the community, and they've gone on further to do that now. They've got like one of our regional testing sites on their premises, and even their players have gone through the testing sites to show the community how safe and easy it is. So yeah, unbelievable sport. Yeah, and without it, you can't do that. We couldn't do what we did.
The heroism of those who work within the medical profession, but those who stepped forward and volunteered. This is a perfect moment to chat with Nicola Callender, Stevenage fan, because Nicola, let's just be honest, people under the age of 25 are often painted in a slightly different way during COVID, absolutely trapped and getting out raves, going partying, getting into trouble, and it's such a misrepresentation. And I mean, how long have you been volunteering for?
So I've been volunteering now for nearly 5 months. So it's from April 7th.
What made you do it?
I can't sit around and do nothing. The minute I heard that I was going to be furloughed, I knew that I wanted to get out and help as much as I can. My mum works in the NHS, so I knew how difficult everything was at the time. So I just wanted to get out and do what I could.
Were you afraid? Because if we go back 5 months, I remember what it was like sort of February, March, and even into April. Even scientists and virologists were only learning about this disease. They still are now. It's a new thing. And there was a lot of either ors. There was a lot of misinformation. There was a lot of, we just don't know. The scientific community just don't know where this is going to go to, how bad it's going to be. Yet you stepped out. A lot of us didn't. you stepped out? Was there fear in those first days?
To be honest, no. I just thought there's people in much, much worse situations than I am. So I just wanted to get out. I couldn't sit inside and do nothing whilst there's people out there that needed help.
And it was interesting because in those early days, I remember the panic buying in the supermarkets, which was like 7%, I think, that people panic bought, but that's enough to really change the whole system. And so it was simple things, wasn't it? It was food. I would imagine what would have been one of the first things that they were like, okay, you just need to get food to elderly people's houses.
Yeah, definitely. So food was one of the main things. We'd also get calls saying there's no toilet roll. So they'd be asking if we can deliver toilet roll if they're sandwiches, which we did as best as we could. But food was really the most important thing because a lot of the elderly, they have to eat at regimented times. That really helped them.
And tell me how the club played its part in this.
Yeah, so we set up a community care line. So we had a sandwich service, a friendly chat service, and a prescription and errand service. So I mainly worked with the sandwiches and the prescriptions. So sandwiches, we deliver over 100 sandwiches to residents throughout Stevenage at lunchtime between 11 and 1. So they get that in that regimented time. We'd also pick up prescriptions.
You know, over 36 million people live within 10 miles of a current EFL club. To hear your three stories has been fantastic, but I've heard hundreds of them, thousands of them. And it just goes to prove that it's about so much more than any of these trophies behind me. It's about so much more than the result at 4:45 on a Saturday. Yes, we can curse our own team out, but you can always do that. It's because you love them that you can do it. It's because you're committed to them for life that you can do it. It's been absolutely sensational to sit down with you. Thank you so much, Owen and Nigel. Thank you so much, Nicola. Good luck for the season ahead. It will again be as unpredictable as any we've ever had, even more so than how we finished this season. So good luck to all your clubs and hopefully happier days ahead.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Colin.